Welcome to the deep dive. Today our focus is entirely on Jackie Robinson. We want to give you the essentials on his career, which was truly revolutionary. And also, the specific way he managed to succeed under just impossible pressure and how his impact, well, it still resonates today.
Absolutely, and it's so important to frame this right. Robinson's legacy, it isn't just about baseball stats, is it? I mean, he used this incredible combination of nonviolence and sheer undeniable talent to really change the fabric of American society. So we'll look at his early life, those major achievements, his own words, and importantly, what you can maybe take away from his approach today.
Okay, yeah, let's jump into his background, because it really tells you a lot about the man he became. Born in Georgia, 1919, but grew up mostly in Pasadena, California, and his athletic ability was just staggering. We're not just talking baseball. At UCLA, he was the first athlete ever to get varsity letters in four sports. Four: baseball, basketball, football, and track.
Right. That alone is incredible. It shows that competitive fire. But maybe the first real sign of his character, his willingness to confront racism head on, came earlier. In the Army, 1944, he faced a court-martial. Why? For refusing to move to the back of a segregated bus. He fought it, and he was acquitted. This was way before baseball.
And that strength, that willingness to stand his ground, but crucially, not physically fight back. That's exactly what Rickey was looking for, wasn't it? For his noble experiment with the Brooklyn Dodgers, Rickey knew the hate that was coming. He specifically said he needed someone with guts enough not to fight back.
Precisely. It wasn't just about talent. It was about character under fire. Rickey knew the stakes. If Robinson reacted violently or even just failed under the pressure, it could have set back integration efforts for who knows how long, decades maybe. The weight on her shoulders was immense.
And that pressure cooker started immediately. April 15th, 1947. He breaks the color line. And his performance, it just silenced so many critics right from the start. Wins the first ever Rookie of the Year award in 47, then NL MVP in 49, the first black player to win it, career batting average over .300, a .313 actually, and helped bring the Dodgers that World Series win in 55.
The stats are phenomenal, especially under those conditions, but they don't tell the whole story, do they? The day-to-day abuse he faced. Teams like the Phillies, the Cardinals, the verbal attacks, the beanballs, the threats. It was relentless.
Exactly. We talk about his nonviolence, but what did that cost him personally? Enduring that kind of hatred day in, day out, did he ever come close to breaking?
Oh, he admitted it was incredibly difficult, almost drove him to a breakdown at times. But two things sustained him. One was his own resolve, that commitment to the strategy. The other, and this is vital, was support. Key allies. You can't forget Pee Wee Reese putting his arm around him on the field in front of a hostile crowd. Or Hank Greenberg, another player who faced prejudice, offering words of encouragement. Those moments mattered. They showed solidarity.
It's fascinating how he carried that same boundary-breaking approach beyond baseball. He didn't just retire and fade away. He became the first black television analyst in MLB. And, maybe even more groundbreaking, the first black VP of a major American company, chock full of nuts. He was deliberately moving into new spaces, proving capability wasn't limited to the diamond.
And that's a key lesson for today, I think. His method was about critical engagement. It wasn't passive acceptance. He used his platform. Like, he would openly challenge segregated hotels or restaurants. His actions led directly to places like the Chase Park Hotel in St. Louis integrating. He was actively pushing for change, using his influence.
Yeah, that really comes through in that famous quote of his that defines his whole stance. I'm not concerned with your liking or disliking me. All I ask is that you respect me as a human being. Just powerful.
It's the core of it, isn't it? A demand for basic human respect. That's the foundation. And the ultimate recognition, of course, was MLB retiring his number 42 across all teams. Unprecedented. Speaks volumes about his unique impact.
It really does. And thinking about his legacy, what sticks with me is something from his final public appearance. In 1972, just days before he passed away, he said he'd be tremendously more pleased and more proud when I look at that third base coaching line one day and see a black face managing in baseball. Still looking forward, still pushing.
Exactly. That's the measure of his life, maybe. Not just what he did during his playing career, but the advocacy that continued long after. The work wasn't finished. So maybe the thought to leave you with is, how do Robinson's standards, that demand for respect, that method of active critical engagement, how do they apply to the challenges, the systemic issues we still face today? It's worth reflecting on.